Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vicry Haikal and my registration number is A1M219073. Today I want to explain about some confusion around the words sometime, sometimes, and sometime. Are they all the same? Of course, no. These words have different meanings and uses. So let's start with sometime. Sometime is an adverb, but it means at an unspecified time in the future or past. Okay, let's see the example. First, we should go out for coffee sometimes. He'd like to talk to you sometimes. And sometime is placed at the end of a phrase, as in the first two examples. When it is used like this, we should go out for coffee sometimes. It means sometime in the future. And it can also use to the next structure sometimes plus a time period, like sometime this week, sometime next year, and sometime yesterday. Okay, let's see the example. First, let's get together sometime soon. I will call you sometime this afternoon. And the last is she quit her job sometime last year. And remember, when it's used with a time period, we can see from the sentence whether it is referring to an unspecified time in the future or in the past. Okay, the second is sometimes. Sometimes is an adverb of frequency, meaning it describes how frequently something happens. Sometimes means it happens on certain occasion, but not always. Okay, let's see the example. First, sometimes I drive to school, and other time I take the bus. And the second example is his English is pretty good, but sometimes makes grammar mistakes. And then third example, when the weather is nice, we sometimes have a picnic by the river. And sometimes is typically used with the simple present and simple past, and it can be placed at immediately before the main verb or before the subject. Okay, for example, first, sometimes I go to school, or I sometimes go to school. And it can also be used to the end of the phrase. For example, I drive to school sometimes. Okay, and the third is sometime. There are two words. It means a time of period. Okay, for example, first, every evening I spend some time relaxing in the bed. And the second example is he did volunteer work for some time. And the last example is I will take some time to finish this project. And we don't say how long the period of time. It might to be an hour, a couple of weeks, or a year. Sometimes can be used in the past, present, or future, as you can see from the three examples. Okay, for the review, sometimes refer to an unspecified time in the past or future. And sometimes refer to frequency. It means on occasion but not always. And the last sometimes refers to a time period. So I think enough my explanation about the differences of sometimes, and sometime. So thank you very much for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.